So students, we are into the discussion of chemical equilibrium. Now last time we have completed all the aspects of law of mass action, that is law of equilibrium. Then we have discussed the applications and uses of equilibrium constant. Then we have discussed general characteristics of equilibrium constant. So all these things are over. Now what I am doing is I am coming to heading number, I think heading number 5 or 6. I'll just tell you. Yes, I'm coming to heading number 6, and heading number 6 is the heading number 6 is factors which can affect the equilibrium or even equilibrium constant, and that is discussed on the basis of Le-Chatelier's principle. So I'll be writing like this, heading number 6, Le-Chatelier's principle, Le-Chatelier's principle, and factors affecting equilibrium, factors affecting equilibrium. So this is what we will be discussing. So when I talk about it, the first and foremost thing I need to know what is Le-Chatelier's principle. Well children, Le-Chatelier's principle, I will tell you. Now first the official statement, then I will make the statement in our own way, and then we will get into it. The officially it is said that when stress is applied to a system which is at equilibrium, then the system will adjust itself in such a way that the applied stress or effect of the applied stress is reduced or nullified. I repeat, when an external stress is applied to a system at equilibrium, then the equilibrium or the system will adjust itself in such a way that the applied stress is reduced. Is that okay? So the statement that you have to remember, I tell you, it is said that if an external stress is applied to a reacting system at equilibrium, the system will adjust itself in such a manner that the effect of the stress is reduced. This is what is the official statement of Le-Chatelier's principle. Now what exactly is that? Let me tell you. Basically, in my language, I would say that suppose there is a system which is at equilibrium. Let's say that A number of A reacting with B number of B, and they are in equilibrium with C number of C and D number of D. So there is an equilibrium is established. So in my language I say, if we do any masti to this equilibrium, then the system also will do an opposite masti in such a manner that our masti is nullified. I repeat what I said. अगर ये इक्विलिब्रियम में है, and at equilibrium the Kc is concentration of C raised to C into D raised to D upon A raised to A into B raised to B, and a particular value of equilibrium is achieved, let's say. Now if I do any masti with respect to the concentration of any of the reactants or products, then system will immediately react to my masti in such a manner that this value of Kc does not change. For example, suppose बाहर से मैंने थोड़ा C डाल दिया, तो अगर C डाल दिया, तो in that case the concentration of product will increase. In that case there will be tendency to increase the value of Kc. So immediately the reaction will start going in the backward direction, so that जो भी एक C मैंने बढ़ाया वो कम हो जाए, थोड़ा A और B बढ़ जाए, and it happens in such a way that this particular ratio remains the same. that means the value of Kc remains constant. Same way, if I suppose they are all in the gaseous state, I do some mischief with the pressure. So I do the mischief in such a manner, we'll discuss that in detail, in such a manner that the reaction tends to go more in the backward direction. Then the system will adjust itself in such a way that the reaction also start going in the forward direction, so that eventually the ratio remains constant. So यही बात मैंने तुमको बताया कि suppose there is a system at equilibrium and equilibrium constant is achieved. Now अगर हम लोग ने कोई मस्ती किया उस सिस्टम के साथ by changing the concentration of reactant or product or pressure of this that, so in that case the system will do opposite masti in such a manner, opposite mischief in such a manner that the equilibrium constant remains constant. So that is what is Le-Chatelier's principle. So I read that once again. If an external stress is applied to a reacting system at equilibrium, the system will adjust itself in such a way that the effect of stress is reduced. Is that okay? Now there are four factors we have to discuss. One is how the concentration, the effect of concentration on the equilibrium, the effect of change in pressure on the equilibrium, then the effect of temperature on the equilibrium, and the effect of presence of catalyst on the equilibrium. These are the four things we will be discussing one by one. Is that okay? Fine. So we discuss the first point, and that is the effect of concentration. So children, we discuss the first factor, that is effect of change in concentration. Okay. So let me write that effect of change in concentration. Point number A, effect of change in concentration. Now let's say that I am carrying out a reaction in which A number of A reacting with B number of B to give me C number of C and D number of D, and there is an equilibrium, and the equilibrium constant is written in this manner: Kc is equal to C raised to C into D raised to D upon A raised to A into B raised to B, and Kc is fixed at a given temperature. Now suppose there are four things you can, चार मस्ती तुम कर सकते हो, four mischief. One is increase in the concentration of reactant. Second is increase in the concentration of product. Third is decrease in the concentration of reactant, and fourth is decrease in the concentration of product. Let's see in four cases how the system will adjust itself. Suppose I increase the concentration of any of the reactants. So let us say, just imagine that I have added A from outside into the reaction vessel. So when I added A, so in that case immediately what will happen? This value will increase. When this value increases, so in that case there will be tendency for the ratio to become less. That means there will be a tendency for the Kc to become less. But the equilibrium constant has taken an oath that I will keep my value constant at a given temperature. So बोलेगा अरे that value of A has increased, so Kc value is trying to decrease. So let's do something. So immediately what will happen? Whatever A I have added, some of the A will react with some of the B immediately, and you will find this forward reaction will take place to more extent, so that the value of C will increase and value of D will increase, and meanwhile the extra value of A will become less and B also will become less. That means what will happen, the moment I have increased this, so this fellow will react with B to give me C and D, so that they will the denominator factor will decrease a bit and numerator factor will increase a bit, and so that the value of Kc will remain constant. In simple language, when I increase any of the reactants to this reaction system, immediately the rate of forward reaction will increase. That means reaction will go more in the, or I will write in this manner, the reaction will go more in the forward direction. Is that okay, children? Now let's see the second thing. Second thing is, if I increase the any of the products. Now you can imagine what will happen. Just think mathematically also. Suppose I have increased D. From outside I have added D. The moment I have added D, this means what? This means this value has increased. That means the numerator value has increased. And that means the Kc will try to become more. But Kc cannot become more. It has to remain constant. So immediately how the system will behave? System will say, come on, the Kc is trying to increase. So immediately some of the D will react with some of the C, so that D का जो value मैंने बढ़ा दिया था थोड़ा कम हो जाए. C value also will become less. And when these two fellows will react, so they will give me more at A and B. In other words, when I increase the value of D, the reaction goes more in the backward direction, so that the value of Kc remains constant. I hope you got my point. So when I've increased one of the products, so immediately that product will react with the other fellow, and they start giving me more of reactant. The whole purpose is this ratio of concentration of product to the concentration of reactant should remain constant. That is, Kc has to remain constant. And that means if I increase any of the products, then what will happen? Reaction will go more in the backward direction. Is that clear to you? Now coming to the next part. Next part is, now if I decrease a reactant, I think you can mathematically think and get immediately what will happen. So let's say I withdraw some of the A. I have withdrawn some of the A. So the moment I have withdrawn some of the A, I have taken it out. So what will happen? The value of A will decrease. If value of A decreases, in that case, immediately you will find that denominator has become less. And that means this ratio will become more. And that means Kc will tend to become more. But Kc cannot become more. It has to remain constant at that given temperature. So immediately वो reaction system में खलबली मच जाएगा, बोलेगा अरे A कम हो गया and Kc is trying to become more. That cannot happen. So immediately what will happen? The value of A अपने आप बढ़ जाएगा. कैसा? Some of the C and some of the D, they will react, and they react to give me more A and more B. In other words, reaction will go more in the backward direction in such a manner that the ratio remains constant and the Kc remains constant. So if I do decrease in any of the reactants, so in that case what happens? The reaction will go more in the backward direction, because some of the more products will start reacting to give me the reactants, because I have withdrawn the reactant and the ratio has to remain constant. Is it okay? Now what is the fourth thing that I can do? Fourth thing is, I can withdraw some of the products. Let us say I have withdrawn D को मैं बाहर थोड़ा बहुत बाहर निकाल दिया. So that side D I have withdrawn. So immediately what will happen? If I have decreased D, so in that case what will happen? This I have decreased. So immediately what will happen? Numerator has become less. So Kc will tend to become less. So what will happen? They will say no, that cannot be allowed. So the value of D has to increase, and apne up value of D will increase if more of A and more of B react, and the reaction goes more in the forward direction. So moment I have decreased D by withdrawing D, so immediately some of the A and B will react, and they will react to give me more of C and D, and immediately जो Kc कम हो रहा था, that will be prevented. Is it okay? So I repeat once again, if I withdraw any of the products, so immediately in order to keep the equilibrium constant as constant value, more of the reactants will react to give me some more products, so the ratio remains constant and the equilibrium constant remains constant. So if I do this, if I decrease any of the products, so in that case what will happen is reaction will go more in the forward direction. So these are the four aspects of effect of change in concentration. Is that okay? So systematically you should think, if you increase any of the reactants, reaction will go more in the forward direction. If you increase any of the products, reaction will go more in the backward direction. If you decrease any of the reactants, reaction will go more in the backward direction. But if you decrease any of the products, reaction will go more in the forward direction. So these are the things we can say about effect of change in concentration. Now I'm coming to point B, and point B is effect of change in pressure. The effect of change in pressure, when I talk about, so it will be like this. It will be, by the way, before I go into it, I want to tell you one practical implication of effect of change in concentration. What we do in our chemical industry, in the manufacturing of ammonia, N2 gas and H2 gas will give you NH3 gas, and there will be an equilibrium. For balancing, it will be 2, and that means it will be 3. It is like this. And the Kc is concentration of ammonia square upon concentration of N2 into concentration of H2Q. This is what it is. Now, when I am doing the manufacturing of ammonia, I want to enhance the yield. That is, I want to manufacture more and more of ammonia, maximize the production of ammonia. So for that purpose, what I will do, that when the equilibrium is established, then I make sure that this ammonia gas is liquefied. The moment this ammonia gas is liquefied, they are all in the gaseous state. You understand my point? So moment I get it liquefied, so immediately in other words, you can say that I have withdrawn the product. So product को निकाल दिया. So जैसा ही थोड़ा product निकल जाएगा, reaction will go more in the forward direction, and therefore more and more ammonia will be formed. So in the manufacturing of ammonia by Haber's process, what I do when equilibrium is achieved, I keep on removing ammonia by liquefying it. And when I keep on removing ammonia by liquefying it, that means I am withdrawing ammonia, I am withdrawing the product. And the moment I withdraw the product, reaction goes more in the forward direction, and the yield of ammonia will increase. Is it okay, children? So that is what it is. There is one more case I can talk about, and that is in manufacturing of quicklime. So what I do, limestone, I take CaCO3 solid, I heat it at a very high temperature in a closed container. So I get limestone CaO solid, and I go get CO2 gas. Now in this case, what I do is, from time to time, I remove this CO2 gas, and as I remove the CO2 gas, you will find the reaction will go more and more in the forward direction. Basically, the Kc will be concentration of CaO into concentration of CO2 upon concentration of CaCO3. But these two fellows are solid. This is solid, this is solid. If they are existing in the form of solid, so their concentration will be taken as 1. So it will be 1 into concentration of CO2 upon 1. And that means it is concentration of CO2. So what I do is, ये CO2 को मैं रिमूव करते रहता है. तो जैसा इस CO2 को रिमूव करता रहेगा, तो more CO2 has to be formed. So more this forward reaction has to take place. And that means more of CaO I'll be getting. So that is another case. All right. So these are the two industrial examples in which we use Le-Chatelier's principle in order to enhance the manufacturing of ammonia or manufacturing of CaO. Is it okay? So that is about point A. Now I come to point B. Point B is the effect of change in pressure. The point B is the effect of change in pressure. Well, children, the effect of change in pressure, this aspect I will be discussing in my next video. Is it okay? So thank you. Thanks a lot. God bless you.